Hi everyone, this is the fourth and final video lesson to start the school year for our clarinet players. Reminder, if you haven't watched videos 1, 2, and 3, go back, check those videos out first, then come back to this one, because this video we're starting already with our mouthpiece and barrel together. So if you don't know how to do that, it's important that you learn that before you start here. So this video is all about assembling the entire clarinet. At the end of this video, all of our clarinet parts will be together and ready to play our first notes. So the first thing I'm going to do, since our barrel and our mouthpiece and reed are already together, I'm going to take the mouthpiece cap, I'm going to carefully place that over my mouthpiece, and I'm going to set that off to the side. I'm going to come back to that a little bit later. I'm now going to reach into my case and I'm going to grab the bell section of the clarinet, and I'm going to grab the lower joint of the clarinet. Reminder, the lower joint is the joint that has cork on one side of the clarinet. Now that I have both parts of the clarinet, the bell and the lower joint, you'll notice that only one side can fit into the bell, and that's the side with the cork. So in order to do this, the first thing I want to do, especially if this is a new clarinet, is I want to get my cork grease out. And reminder, a little bit goes a long way. Just put that cork grease on the cork like so. Set that off to the side. I think I'm going to need that a little later. Rub it in with my fingers. And that's going to slide on very easily. So, first thing I'm going to do is grab my lower joint. You'll notice that there are a lot of keys up here at the top, not as many keys down here at the bottom. Go ahead and grab that with your right hand, grabbing in between the keys, not squeezing on the rods or the keys. Take your bell in the other hand, and we're going to just shimmy these together, wiggle them together. Again, having a firm grip on the lower joint. But don't bend those rods. And there you go. If you notice that your joint's a little hard to get in and you already put cork grease on it, there's no shame putting a little more on. It's always easy to rub off if you do put too much on. I don't think I put enough on mine the first time. Gripping it by the bottom again. That went on a lot easier. There we go. So there is our lower joint connected to our bell section. The next part of the clarinet we need to put together, add on to this, is the upper joint. And as we notice that the upper joint has cork on both sides, but if you notice, one side is noticeably smaller than the other side. The smaller side is going to be the end that connects to the lower joint. I can tell this side apart by a couple of different ways. First of all, the lower side of the upper joint is smaller. Secondly, you'll notice that this line of 4 keys are on the bottom part of the upper joint. These keys are going to hang over the lower joint. You're also going to notice that there is this little key right here next to the cork on the lower part of the upper joint. I'm going to wiggle it here right now with my finger. You'll see this little paddle is wiggling. We call that the bridge key. This key is a bridge that connects our upper joint of the clarinet to our lower joint. When I put this joint on, I'm going to want to make sure that I'm pushing down on this key so that it lifts up that bridge key. If I don't do that, I can actually break this key on the clarinet when I put the two joints together. Now before I do that, I'm also going to put some cork grease on this cork and the other cork as well. Rub it in. So let's connect these two joints now. The upper joint, I'm going to push down on this key right here that lifts my bridge key. And this bridge key is going to go over this side bridge key on my lower joint. This part is going to go over top of that. So as I line those two sections up, notice that the two bridge keys are lined up as well. If I take my finger off, it lowers that bridge key. You can see why it's important right now that your finger is pushing this down, because right now there's room for that bridge key to go up under here. If I don't push it down, this is how your clarinet can get damaged. So push up on that bridge key, wiggle these together, make sure the bridge keys overlap, and relax. And I have most of my clarinet together. I have my bell section, my lower joint, and my upper joint. And the last thing now I need to add, I will pick up my barrel and mouthpiece with the cap on. I already put cork grease on this. I'm just going to twist it on here. Twist and turn, twist and turn. And now my entire clarinet is together. So now my clarinet is together, ready to be played. The last thing I need to do before I play my clarinet is I need to check to make sure that all the different parts of my clarinet are in alignment. And the way I do that is I look at the back of the clarinet. So when I take the mouthpiece cap off, I should see my reed. And as I go down into a straight line, my reed should be lined up with this long key right here on the clarinet. And then this key right here should line up right here with this, which is the thumb rest. So all three of these should be in a straight line. If they're not, if something is off a little bit, you'll want to just gently twist those parts into place until they're in a straight line. And that's how you put the clarinet together. Your assignment is to go back and forth and practice assembling the clarinet and disassembling the clarinet. And your goal for this week, want to see you be able to assemble the clarinet, mouthpiece, reed, barrel, and all parts. Want to see if you can assemble the clarinet in 3 minutes. 3 minutes is your goal. If it takes you longer, that's okay. 3 minutes is your goal. Work on that this week and be ready for your first lesson with your teacher. Thanks for watching.